Hello, my name is Krystal Sidie, and today I'll be discussing providing excellent customer service over the phone. Before we talk about how to provide excellent customer service, let's discuss why it is so critical to a business's success. First, it maintains customer loyalty. It is much more efficient to maintain a current customer than it is to get new customers. Return customers on average generate more revenue than new customers. The customer service that you provide defines your company and sets it apart from all of the other companies. Have you ever called a company to resolve an issue only to receive terrible customer service? Chances are you did not give them your business again and told everyone about the bad experience. We're living in the age of social media, where one post is seen by millions. Bad news travels quickly. Remember that you are your company. The customer did not call to speak to you, the representative. They called to speak to your company. It's important to present yourself in a way that aligns with your company's culture and goals. Now that we know why customer service is so important, let's start learning how to provide it. Before a customer even recognizes what you're saying, they are processing how you said it. The things that they are processing are your tone, which expresses how you are feeling, your rate of speech, or how fast or slow you speak, your volume, or how loud or quiet your voice is, and your vocal inflection, which are the natural highs and lows that occur while speaking. While it is not always appropriate to maintain a positive tone throughout a phone call, it is important to maintain a consistent tone. When determining how fast or slowly you should speak, listen to your customer. Rate of speech varies from different regions and from different people. The same can be said of volume. An elderly person or someone who is hard of hearing might need you to speak louder. The same can be said of someone who might have a bad phone connection. Sometimes, when a customer becomes agitated or frustrated, their tone can change. They will speak faster and become louder. It is important that you do not replicate and copy their tone, rate of speech, and volume, but maintain a consistency. By maintaining a consistency, it will allow them to come back and calm down. Vocal inflection is another part of your voice that is very important. You don't want to sound like a robot. Some people naturally have less vocal inflection than others. If you're one of these people, you might have to emphasize how you're saying words and the highness and lowness between words to make sure you don't sound robotic. Now that we know how to sound, let's focus on what and what not to say. Avoid jargon and slang. Speak properly and clearly. Your customers aren't going to understand the acronyms that your business uses, like an IMD or a CPW. Explain what it is so they understand your process. Be prepared to use different words and explain things differently for different customers. Some customers need to have things explained in a different way than the last customer. You might have instances where you explain things 2 and 3 times in different ways before your customer understands. Avoid using trigger phrases. A trigger phrase is a phrase with a negative connotation that can send your call and your customer into a tailspin. These phrases include, I can't or won't, I don't know, you should have, like I said, just a second, and hang on or hold on. All of these phrases are very negative sounding. Instead of focusing on the negative, put a positive spin on things. Instead of I can't or won't, tell them what you can do. There are going to be some things that you don't know, but instead of saying I don't know, try that's a great question. Let me look into that for you. The last trigger phrase, listed is, "I understand how you feel." For some customers, this is not a trigger phrase, but for others, it is a catastrophe. There is no way you as a representative can understand how that specific customer feels in this specific circumstance. But to create that connection, you still want to empathize with them. Instead of "I understand how you feel," try "It must be blank when blank happens, huh?" Fill in the first blank with an emotion and the second blank with the circumstance, such as, "It must be frustrating when you have to wait on hold 10 minutes to speak with someone, huh?" The "huh" at the end makes it a two-way conversation. If you got the emotion wrong, they'll tell you what the emotion is, and it tends to go ahead and make that connection with the customer. The next step in providing customer service over the phone, and the most important, is active listening. Active listening means fully concentrating on what is being said instead of passively hearing the message. Active listening is hard work and can take years to perfect. Here are some tips for active listening over the phone. In normal active listening, the speaker will pick up on nonverbal cues from the listener to make sure that they understand, such as head nods and eye contact. Over the phone, we don't have nonverbal cues to go off of, so you have to rely on verbal cues, such as "okay" and "I understand." By saying these cues, you're letting your customer know that you hear them and are listening to what they're saying. You also want to check to make sure you understand what they are saying. Ask clarifying questions and repeat what they have said or summarize. Focus on what the customer is specifically saying. Don't only listen to formulate a response. Take notes if you have to. Here are some tips about providing customer service over the phone. You may not always have the answer, but your customer does not know that. Maintain positivity and be sure of yourself. If your customer starts to doubt your credibility or your knowledge, your call could turn south quickly. Maintain control of your call. You know what you need from that customer to resolve their problem. By maintaining control of your call, you can resolve the issue quickly and efficiently. Have a sense of urgency. That customer may have sat on hold or had to go through an automated system before reaching you. By having a sense of urgency, it lets them know that their issue is important to you. Fill the silence. It is important that a customer not think that the call has been disconnected. It can be extremely frustrating, especially if they had to go through that automated system or sit on hold. Have a smile in your voice. The customer may not be able to see you, but by smiling, it comes through in your tone. Have a mirror by your desk. If you find yourself not smiling, go ahead and smile. Even if you don't feel it, by smiling, your tone will be more energetic and positive. Let's go ahead and quickly review what we've talked about during this presentation. We learned why customer service is so important to companies and to you. We've learned about tone, pitch, rate of speed, and vocal inflection, vocabulary and connecting with your customer, and a few tips about active listening over the phone. This is Krystal Sidie with providing excellent customer service over the phone. Thanks for watching.